Show. I'm so excited to be back in 2023. I hope everyone enjoyed the festive season and are enjoying their holidays. Our first guest is all the way from America. I was talking to him. He's a successful entrepreneur. He's a public figure and also an actor. But when he came across these couple of words he mentioned to me, I was in awe. He said, success leaves clues. So let's welcome all the way from America, Dennis Mallen. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Anastasia. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on. Happy New Year, and just glad to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show. And as well, I hope you enjoyed the festive season and your family too, which you were telling me that you did. You cooked for your family, which is great.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It was a fun season. It really, my son's 23, my daughter's 17. So, you know, as much time as you can spend with them, that's important, you know. They're getting to be adults, getting on with their own lives. So it's fun, though. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad. Also, you were telling me you're a successful entrepreneur from a really young age. Do you want to take us down the journey? Like, what actually intrigued you or triggered you to be an entrepreneur?
I'm a straight C student from birth, straight underachiever academically, stuff like that, but always kind of a happy-go-lucky, kind of hardworking kid. My mother was always the entrepreneur in the house. My father was always the 9-to-5 steady worker. So he basically allowed her, by having the stability, to go out and try different things. And I looked at it, and from early on, I was in culinary school right out of high school, and I had a catering business. And I always liked the independence of working for yourself, because let's face it, you're either going to make it or break it by yourself.
So
okay.
True.
So I had a catering business, graduated from culinary school, wanted to continue going to school, went back to school, got into technology. Now, mind you, I had the catering business going on while I was in technology. I was employee number 3 for a .com back in the rah-rah 90s. I came in and I quickly had to get this company on the map. We were the first DSL reseller in all of New York. And, you know, we're the small little player, and we have all these giants around us. So I had such a sense of urgency that I had to go sell, and build the company. Well, 6 months into it, they promoted me, made me the chief executive officer. So here I am in my 20s. I'm at the pinnacle of my career, and we just had so much fun because I hired a lot of great people. I couldn't give them the salaries they were worth, but I was able to give them a piece of the pie. We were able to share in the growth.
Did you find any challenges? How did you deal with the challenges getting up to that? Were you was there any, did you fear anything, or you just went for it and thought, you know what, I'm just going for it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Was it a positive attitude? What was it?
I was fearful every day. But I knew I'm in this position for a reason. I knew I can rely on mentors that I had close with me. I knew I can, pray, leave it to God. I knew that I'm here for a reason. And I learned a lot. We had a great team. I had a great chairman, had a great founder, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I spent endless hours in the office, and we really just built something from scratch. I learned how to extend the dollar and how to make things happen. I learned who to hire, who to fire. And more importantly, I learned a lot about myself, because it was really challenging, to me and what I'm all about. And then, you go through, the millennial change and the market crash and 9/11, and I lost a lot. So here I am, still at a young age. I need to rebuild. Now, when I became CEO, Anastasia, it's interesting, because prior to, I had the big office, and my office was a buzz. People are in every 10 seconds, activity, high five, stuff going on. I get the promotion, nobody's coming to my office. It's like, I don't know what happened. It's their perception of me changed. Same guy, same work ethic, same running around doing my thing. It's at that time that I started acting. Now, I'm a Freemason. I met Jim Demonic, my mentor, in Lodge. Now, Jim used to teach at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and Sciences. And we get together in Manhattan every Friday for like a scotch and a cigar. And I'd always come in with the corporate suit on. I always had the tie and the three-piece suit. Every time I walked in, he always made a big deal. Oh, look at this guy. He came from Central Casting. What a good-looking kid. Da, 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 da. So after browbeating me about a dozen times, I'm like, do you think I can make a movie? You think I can make commercials? He's like, oh my God, hell yeah. Look at you. You're a good-looking guy. Da, da. Jim, what do I need to do? That's all I had to ask. That's all I had to say. And he just lined it up for me. I took a class. I learned how to read commercial copy. I did scene study. My first audition, Anastasia, I booked. My first audition, I booked. It's surreal. It's surreal. And then I've had a lot of success. So I'm the kind of guy, I'm at my best when my hair is on fire. You don't want me sitting still. You want me to be dynamic and keep moving. So that's, I must have been I don't think I was a troubled child, but I know I couldn't sit still.
Oh, okay.
I know I couldn't sit still.
How did your mom handle you? What was she saying about that?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think it all works out in the end, but no, I can't sit still. Even to this day, being, at the age I'm at, I've got my habits, I've got my routines, which really serve you. I follow a lot of great leaders. I follow Ed Milet. Ed's got a very successful podcast. He's an author. He's got a TV show, and I've known him for 20 plus years. So as we said earlier, success does leave clues. Ed's worth about $200 million, quite an entrepreneur. If Ed says jump, I jump. Okay. And then ask why. I follow his routine. I sleep for 6 hours. I get up, I meditate, cold shower, oatmeal, I hit the gym. And then I go about my day. He's taught me via his books and just his lifestyle how to create mini days. There's 24 hours in the day.
Yeah, it's discipline, obedience, and also I find distraction plays a big role too. You can't get distracted. You're on a mission, you're on a purpose, and I believe you just got to follow it through. If this is your destiny and what you're choosing, and this is your passion and your love, well, you can see it in people. They'll keep following it, they'll keep fighting, they'll keep making it happen. And then I find that the doors open the more you're on your destiny and on your path doing what you love. And I can only speak through experiences with me, like we were discussing before, like since June last year, and how many opportunities have come my way in just that short period of time. I'm in awe. Now, do I utilize that for my good, or do I just disregard it and think, okay, something else? You've got to be smart, you've got to be wise, and you also got to be have discernment too, to see the truth as well, because you can get as we say, sucked in on the wrong path as well. So
exactly.
You've got to do your homework. But I know with you, you've got a lot of discipline, because I see on social media you're consistent and persistent. Yeah, you're very consistent and persistent.
Habits and routines, habits and rituals serve you. How many times do we wake up and, you can make a decision the moment you open your eyes. Are you a victim or are you a victor? You have to choose. I mean, there's so much going on in the world today, which I would argue it's the same thing that our grandparents and their grandparents went through. It's just exacerbated by technology, by social media. I've got no control over the war in Ukraine, unfortunately. I've got no control over the border over here in the States, unfortunately. I've got no control over China, unfortunately. So I'm just going to do what I can do. I can control what I can control. What's a serenity prayer, right? So if there's 10% of what I can control, that's what I focus on. That's what I worry about. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't get wrapped up in certain things. Yeah, I'm kind of a news junkie, but when I get inundated, I just shut it off and go read Think and Grow Rich, or go read a book, or listen to classical music, because it's not serving me. And when I say serving me, if I need to serve, right, as we all for purpose, we all serve and give back, it's not helping me on my path.
So,
So I'm not going to engage in it. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to go in a different direction. I find myself at home at times and there's nothing on TV. And why am I looking at this mindless, I'm an actor, right? So I should even say that I'm watching something that's not growing me, not enhancing me.
I love the same. I'm the same, Dennis. Sorry to interrupt, but I've got my talk show. I don't even have a TV. I haven't had one for years. I do not watch it. So,
You're better off. You're better off.
I just believe in bringing love, joy, happiness, peace, and unity to the world, and kindness with
Nice.
with the gift that we have. And we all got a gift, and we all got a purpose. You just got to find it. And that's why I just focus, because in my eyes, I don't know about if you see it this way, I find that I don't have any competitors, and I don't feel like I need to follow anyone or to get anyone to inspire me or whatever. We all got our uniqueness. We've all got our path. And I just believe you just got to use it for your highest good and do good into the world. That's how I see it.
I compete against myself every day. I am my biggest advocate. I am my worst enemy.
I can see that.
So when I'm in the gym, I put my AirPods in, and I mean, I've got friends. I'm not antisocial, but I'm there to better myself. And even when I went to the high school gym back long time ago, I went in there not to impress this and that, to take care of number one. And that's always been my.
Yeah, because if you're not within your highest self and in your highest power and your best version, how are you going to give that back to the world?
Exactly. If you're not vibrating at a higher level and higher frequency, what are you attracting? And like you said, what are you giving back? You're really giving nothing back. And unfortunately, you've seen this as well as I do. There's so many people that are already dead. We just haven't buried them yet.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. You drive by a graveyard and there's so much music left in 90% of the people that are there, unfortunately. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah, I hear you. I always say you're either awake or you're sleepwalking, one or the other.
You're growing or you're rusting out. I decide, as long as I can, to keep growing. My son, my son comes over the house and he goes, "You're the only person I've ever seen with vocabulary on the refrigerator." I kind of look at him, and I'm divorced, obviously. And I'm like, "Well, I did that with your mother 20 years ago." He's like, "Yeah, whatever." But I'll read something, there's a word or something comes across, and I'll write it down, define it. And every little bit, if I can grow a little bit each day, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Now, I'm not going to tell you I don't lose a day here, lose a day there. When I'm on set and I might be doing an overnight shoot, I am exhausted. Or a few weeks ago, I was down in Miami for a few days, and I literally commute. I don't like hotels per se. If I'm within a 2-hour radius, I'm going home to my cats, my own bed. But I'm exhausted. So I need to catch up. I need to take care of my instrument, need to hydrate, need to eat well, need to get myself ready, need to vibrate at a higher level. And that's what it comes down to. And the sooner people realize this, and the sooner people understand that they've got to get control of this, okay, they're going to find their higher selves. But unfortunately, people do that later in life, or they just don't do it at all.
So
Again,
you got to seek it, and you got to be hungry for it to find your purpose and your mission. And when you do, oh my gosh, it's like it all happens. It all starts happening. And I believe patience is a big thing as well. You've got to have patience, because sometimes some doors you're not meant to go down, and I just always think you're always protected. If that door's not meant to open, something better will come in. That's how I see it. Also, like, I know you get some challenges. How do you face those challenges now, knowing who you are and where you are today? How do you face them? Do you distance yourself from everyone? Do you go escape somewhere? How do you deal with your challenges in life now?
Sure. Well, I came across a challenge, and I'm not a guy that's going to keep beating my head against a wall. You know, Albert Einstein said doing the same thing over again and expecting different results is insanity. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm there yet. Okay.
Uh,
So I came across a realization just the other day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave this in God's hands. I'm going to pray. I'm
I
going to put
love
it at his feet because I'm not going to keep going,
I
you know?
trust me, I do that too. I surrender.
Yeah.
I put it
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
and I surrender and I say, take over. And
Yeah.
then I notice that when you trust, you believe and you're patient and you never question. Once you put it out
Sure.
there, just let it go. Then
Sure.
you'll see it comes to you without even you trying. And then you go, oh my God.
Without a
Oh my,
doubt. You know, I had a bit of an issue with a producer recently. And I'm like, you know, I auditioned for this. I auditioned for this. You want me for it. You want me for it. Someone doesn't like me or whatever happened. Oh, it's not a fit. All right. Well, you've already wasted so many hours of my day, a lot of my time. Okay. Got to purge it. Got to purge it quick because there's something better for you. Everything happens for a reason. And if not this, there's something on the other side.
I agree totally. Trust
You
me.
know?
I can't and I choose not to be with time wasters either and
Yeah.
people with false promises and delivery and are
Uh-huh.
consistent and persistent and loyal and honest and dedicated, devoted. That's just me though. And I
Yeah.
think as you grow, you get to choose. And we're meant to. Like this is the
Yeah.
growth, the evolution of humanity is to be able to choose, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm at a really good level now where I get to make the choices now. And I don't ever think in one way, oh my God, that was a big opportunity, I missed it. No, I never think that way anymore. I just always say, thank you, Heavenly Father, for protecting me and not
Sure.
getting me to go down that road. Like, you know,
And look, people are going to come into your life for a reason in the season, you know, and it's so true. And I kind of look back over my 28-year career. I'm a different person than what it was 7 days ago, never mind 20 plus years ago. But, you know, if you're meant to do something, you're meant to do something. You just have to ride the wave, and there's going to be ups and downs. Tom Hanks, the great actor Tom Hanks, was being interviewed once at a round table, and the discussion went, "This too shall pass." You know, you're riding high. This too shall pass. You're getting your butt handed to you. This too
I,
shall pass.
That's a
So,
big verse, actually, that one. And
yeah,
also, I find ask and you shall receive because
yeah,
I find with me, I always ask. And I don't think of anyone any less or any more than anyone else. I just believe that ask, you've got nothing to lose and it doesn't matter who it is. And I find that the more I ask, the more people are willing to help. It doesn't matter who they are. And I think that's a blessing because then we're sharing the knowledge of the universe. We're not holding it back. And I
yes.
think that's the biggest thing we can do is just share the knowledge.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. But here's the thing. I coach a lot of newer actors. And I don't go into acting techniques and stuff like that. I go into more of a business perspective because that's where I come from. I've taken all of 2 acting courses my entire life. So I'm a method actor because I learned control of my instrument and that's what I bring to the table. But I don't teach that. I'll teach the business aspect side. And I've noticed people are either going to listen to you, yet 90% of the people that listen don't implement anything. Think about it. Why are the gymnasiums? Now, I train quite a bit. You obviously train. Why January 1st, the gymnasium is solid. There's all these new faces, and you're like, oh, I know. Yeah, how you doing? February 1, it's empty.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's
Now,
always a
act
new,
now,
oh man, I hear you. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand that one. Everyone's New Year's
acting,
resolution. Oh, I've got to get back.
yeah.
I've got to do this. I did my eating, my binging, but it's again, like I always say, it's consistent, persistent from every day of the year, not just a certain
Well,
season. Yeah.
I'll take it to the next level. It's people lying to themselves.
Mm.
If you can't be integrity based with yourself, okay, I can tell you, you and I can put together a great recipe for a beautiful cake. Okay. This is what you need to do. A teaspoon.
Hello? Hello? Dennis? You there?
You lost me?
Yeah, I did. We're back. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Yeah, just tell me about the ingredients.
Sure. I mean, we can have a recipe as to how to bake a cake. Okay.
Okay.
It's not for someone to question, well, why is it half a cup instead of a full cup? Just follow the recipe. Okay. Success leaves clues. You want to get in shape. You've got to drag your butt out to the gym. You've got to pick up the weight. You got to put the weight down. How do you get in shape without doing the reps? It's just like acting. What are the reps in acting? Um, um, the auditions, the rehearsals, the Zoom calls, the memorizing the script. That's the reps. What's the reps in business? Writing your business plan, reading your business plan, reading your goals, you know, focusing on that. So if Tom Hanks, Al Pacino, Kenneth Branagh, people I admire, say you need to do this, this, and this. Tom Hanks, going to go back to Mr. Hanks. If you're on time, you're late. Okay. If you're on time, you're late. I always try to be the first person to set because I need to feel comfortable in my environment. I need to feel comfortable with the assistant directors, with the PAs. I need to feel comfortable because if I'm going to get vulnerable in front of strangers, it might not work. I need to be comfortable. Okay. That's my thing.
And that's fair enough. That everyone has to find their own niche in that department.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand it's just consistency, and you've got to be on top of it if you want to win at this game of life. If you want to call it that way, or if you can make it people see it that way, it's consistency and just really also enjoying the journey. We mustn't forget
every
to
day.
actually enjoy the journey, because I found that when you put so much focus in the future, then you're missing the moment of now. So that's
right.
another thing I've realized too. Whatever you do, what opportunities come your way, just enjoy it. See it for what it is. Be it for what it is, and just enjoy. And that's a big thing I've realized last year.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I woke up the other day and I'm 53 years old. How did that happen? Oh my, I feel like I'm 23. I think I'm in better shape now than when I was 20.
Good on you. That's the best feeling, isn't it?
I feel good. I wake up, this hurts, that hurts. I feel good overall. And I know what I'm doing today is going to reflect on my future. And it is a matter of putting your head down, grind. Every now and again, put your head up, smell the roses, enjoy the beautiful sun that the gifts were given, and yet put your head down and grind. It's a matter now of exchanging time for money. At one time, another time soon, you'll be able to exchange money for time and retire and enjoy life. So, again, there's a reason and a season for everything. And I'm just happy where I am right now.
Good.
I really am.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the acting side too, because I found it so much about you in depth, your soul and everything, which is fantastic, which I'm glad the viewers can see who you are too, and like your journey as well, which is fantastic, and how inspiring and empowering you are with sharing it with us all. And I thank you so much. I just want to ask you a few questions about the acting side of things. Who's the best actor that you've ever acted with, that you had fun with?
I am blessed to work with a lot of great people. One of my first feature films was with Al Pacino. Mr. Pacino. I was in Devil's Advocate, my first SAG feature, my first union feature, and I was a featured extra. I literally had Mr. Pacino right behind me. I had Keanu Reeves right in front of me and Craig T. Nelson to my left.
Oh my God! What a surreal moment!
It was surreal. It was really within like the first 3 months I started doing anything. I'm picked out of a crowd, sit here, okay, and you turn around. Oh my God, you got to play it cool. Be professional, Mr. Pacino. And Taylor Hackford was the director of Devil's Advocate. Big, burly, Viking-looking guy. I mean, looked like he was 7 feet tall. Could have been 5 foot nothing, but just, my first everything. He married to Helen Mirren. I don't know if they're still married. They don't call me back anymore. So I'm sitting there, and I've got 2 other actors next to me, 2 other actors. So he goes, action. Then he goes, cut. You, out. Not you, you're fine. The 2 people next to me, he just kicked out. So lesson to be learned, you always have to have an intention. If you're starting off and you're an extra or your background talent, I'm in the biggest courtroom scene of my life. This is a big court. This is a big trial. I've got to be engaged. I've got to have an intention. So here I am, and I create who I am real quick. Well, I'm a lawyer, and I'm learning, and I'm intrigued, and I'm doing what I would do in human life, in real life. These people just sat there stoic. So that shows up on camera. He kicked them out real quick. So, but what happened, instinctively, I looked over my shoulder, and all you hear from Mr. Pacino, "It's all right, son, you're fine." I go, "Thank you, sir." What's that, the voice of God? And then I look up, Keanu Reeves is looking at me.
Oh,
And I smile, he smiles, and Craig T. Nelson's like, I'm like, what? This is surreal. So I worked with him there. I worked with him on Scent of a Woman, and I worked with him in The Irishman. So, but I've been really fortunate to work with a lot of great people. I've had great auditions where I've lost roles to a lot of named actors. And my mentality is, oh my gosh, that is great. I lost a role to Arnold Vosloo. You might know him as Imhotep in the Mummy, the actual Mummy. I lost a role.
Imhotep, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love the Mummy series.
Arnold Vosloo. You look him up. You're like, oh my gosh, I know that guy. I was number 2 to him, and then that's 3 or 4 times. So my point being, I am so close. And that's exciting. Whereas other people would be, oh, you lost another one. No, that's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah. And my mentality has always been, if you work, and you throw enough stuff against the wall, something's going to hit. Well, that mentality's paid off. I've got Unlawful Duties on Amazon Prime, 2.5 million views.
My goodness.
Killer Miller on YouTube. Killer Miller, Western. I had long hair and a big beard. Won about 150 movie awards globally. I got 3 best actors out of it. So there's just a lot going on. And if you look at stuff I've got coming up, just did a national commercial for a luxury brand. So there's just a lot going on. And, again, success leaves clues. The harder I work, the luckier I get. So that's, I'm just on a good trajectory, and I push the ball forward every day. And this is what I teach people. Okay, I'm disciplined enough. I go to the gym. It's part of my lifestyle. It's part of working on my instrument. Okay. Yeah. Outside of that, I'm doing the auditions every day. I'm making the phone calls every day. I'm online every day. I'm working at Anastasia like I'm a business owner. If you and I were partners and we were making widgets, what's a widget? It doesn't matter. But what would our mentality be? Because if I don't manufacture and sell a widget, well, I can't pay for my house. I can't eat. I've got nothing coming in. So it's a matter of burning your ships behind you, knowing there is no plan B, and just focus and pushing the ball forward. And I mean, I've learned early on to really work social media and to manage social media. I
always say, take control of social media. You take control. Yeah. Don't let it control you. So you're in charge. Yeah. It's your thing. They're either going to love you or they're not going to love you. Take it or leave it. And that's how I see it. And I don't allow any comments or anything affecting me, because at the end of the day, this is who I am, and I'm expressing that. So you can use social media for the good or for the bad. It's your choice. It's your choice.
Well, here's the thing.
You've discovered that, yeah.
As long as they keep talking about me, I don't care if it's good or bad. I I was in the LA Times for the movie The Mad Hatter, and my name was in the masthead. And I'm reading. I get to the gym and I'm reading it on my phone. And I'm laughing. I'm laughing out loud. My buddy's like, "Dude, what's so funny?" I go, "I got reviewed. I'm in the LA Times." Like, "Yeah, that's great. Tell me about it." I suck. I suck so bad. The movie sucks. I suck. Everything sucks about the movie. And they're like, "Well, what are you laughing about?" I go, "I'm in the LA Times. My name is in the masthead of the LA Times. How many people read that Dennis Mallen sucks?" I go, "That's awesome." And they're like, "Dude, what are you smoking, man? That's crazy." No, as long as when they stop thinking about you and stop talking about you, that's when you need to work.
Well,
So
that's another mentality, another way of looking at it mentally as well. In that
yeah,
way, as like you said, it's almost they keep talking about you one way or another. You're in the picture, in other words, you're in the picture. They always
yeah,
got something to say. Yeah, that's another good way. Yeah, I never thought of it in that way.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when they stop talking about you, that's when you have to worry.
Yeah,
but
that's a
but
good
outside of
one.
that,
Yeah,
it's
it's good. Yeah.
it's the best worst review I've ever had. So
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it. And I
yeah,
like how
it
you see
works.
it as a positive, which is
Mhm.
fantastic.
Thank you, thank you.
Also, to
Mhm.
close off the show, Dennis, if you had a message to deliver to the world today and all the viewers out there, what would that message be?
Wow, that's a great question. My father always said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, it would be a very quiet world. Now that's really unfortunate. You know, there's nothing wrong with yesterday and old world values, if we can even say old world values. I'm fortunate enough that my father raised a gentleman, and I'm fortunate that I've raised a gentleman. But it's again, as we said in the start of the show, it's really the same thing in a different generation, a different era. It's exacerbated by technology. Same issues, same people issues, same whatever social, economic, et cetera, et cetera. You need to take care of number one, okay, love yourself while building for tomorrow. Advice I gave my son a few weeks ago, we had lunch and I'm not going to get into it with you. We were talking about really everything across the board, and it said, you know what? When you get out of school, you got to get wealthy. You've got to get wealthy because whatever happens, it's not going to affect you. Okay, it's going to affect you, but you can rise above it and you can take care of yourself and your family because that's what it comes down to. If you can take care of your own unit, whatever that might be, you make the world a better place on the microcosm, which you never know what's going to affect on the macrocosm. So, hope that's a tight message just off the cuff.
That was a good one. It's an eye opener. And it's amazing how you actually are practicing what you preach and you're showing the
Thank you.
world in everything you do. And I thank you so much, Dennis. Thank you
Ah,
so much for being our
pleasure's
first
mine.
guest for 2023. I was so excited. I can't wait for this interview.
Thank you.
So
Same here.
thank you for your time. And we'll be talking anyway soon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Okay. Well,
Thank you so
signing.
much. If I can help
Paul,
anybody with anything, please reach out. I'm all over social media. So, but thank you again. Thank you.
no, excellent. How can they find you, Dennis? Which is your biggest platform or all your platforms? What are they?
Really everything. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. Dennis Mallen, Mallen. I seem to be the only actor with this name, which is a blessing. So, but please reach out. I'd be more than happy to help anybody with anything. So,
Oh, that is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Dennis.
my
Okay,
pleasure.
then. All right, then. Signing off for now from the Talk Show Angel on the Verkos Show. Thank you, Dennis. Take
Thank
care.
you.
My love to all. Bye.